Menopause is a really tricky time in many women's lives, and one of the common things that women talk to me about is the fact that they're gaining weight through perimenopause. Despite not having changed any habits, exercising if anything often more than usual, they're finding that they just can't maintain a healthy weight that they've not struggled to maintain in the past. And they also might notice significant changes in their body shape. Now that can happen for a variety of reasons, and one thing that's really important to remember is that as we age, and this is before perimenopause as well, our calorie requirements actually decrease year on year. But it's not something we tend to do to decrease what we're eating in line with that. We just continue to eat the same old diet. But the diet that you ate at 30 will usually have too many calories for you at the age of 45, for example. So it's quite good practice to just mindfully eat a little bit less than you're used to eating. And one way that you can think about doing that is through something like intermittent fasting, and it's often the easiest way because if you choose a 16-hour window of the day, so for example from 8 p.m. until midday the next day where you're not eating, and then within the window from 12 till 8 you eat 2 meals, you're automatically eating one less meal a day, which will easily cut your calories. And there are a huge range of other health benefits to intermittent fasting, including potential benefits for longevity and for health span. So that could be something to think about doing. Now, hormone imbalance is obviously a key driver, and as we age and our estrogen drops, we become more prone to holding our weight in different ways. For women, we're always historically slightly fuller on the thighs and around the bottom area, for example. But as we become perimenopausal, we might find we're holding more weight on our abdomen. And that can mean also that our body shape is different and clothes fit differently than they used to. What used to suit us might not suit us quite so well anymore. And that can also partly be not just to do with the dropping estrogen levels, but to do with declining testosterone levels. So testosterone, while we know of it as a male hormone, is just as important for women, albeit in smaller quantities. And for women, it really helps to maintain muscle mass and keep that muscle to fat ratio healthy within our bodies. So a few things that are really worth thinking about. It's also worth considering whether your thyroid is healthy, because actually all of the hormone systems of our body communicate and link to one another, and perimenopause is a really common time where your thyroid starts to misbehave a little bit. And that's of course because your other hormones, your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone, your sex hormones, they're declining, and so that can have a knock-on effect on your thyroid health. So if you're finding that you're struggling with weight gain, and in particular if you have other symptoms like you're noticing your hair's dry, you're really struggling with energy and your fatigue levels, and maybe you're finding you've got something like constipation and you're feeling cold all the time, those can all be signs of hypothyroidism, which can really reduce your basal metabolic rate and lead to weight gain. So there's lots of things here that we can consider and also potentially address. So what are my top tips? Aside from cutting back on the calories a little bit, as I've explained already, you could look at working with a nutritionist, because no two people will have the same perfect diet for them, and really understanding what your body needs can help you to maintain a healthy body and a healthy weight throughout midlife. So that's one thing to consider. Really focusing on exercise. If you've not had a regular exercise routine before you head into perimenopause, I would really recommend trying to establish one. And it doesn't have to mean exercising every day. It can mean staying active, making sure you walk a lot, but I really would recommend introducing some weight-bearing exercise, some strength training into your routine, because the more muscle mass we have, the more efficient our bodies are at burning fat and keeping our weight down. And then think about also unnecessary calories, things like sugar, because insulin resistance again becomes more common as we get older and can make weight loss harder, and alcohol, which is another really common source of utterly useless calories and sugar to the body. So a few things to think about. And of course you could also consider hormone balancing through hormone or bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, because if you do have a significant imbalance, addressing that can help to make weight loss easier. If this content has been useful for you, please give it a thumbs up or send me a little message below, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.